We gather here today to celebrate the life of a man whose presence graced both the stage and screen, whose talent was matched only by his kindness. Richard Chamberlain was more than just an actor. He was an artist, a storyteller, and a beloved friend to many. From his early days as the charming Dr. Kildare to his unforgettable performances in The Foreign Birds and Shogun, Richard captivated audiences worldwide. He was a man of grace, intelligence, and unmatched artistry. Richard had a way of making everyone feel special. Whether you were a fellow actor sharing the stage with him or a devoted fan who had admired him from afar, he treated you with warmth, kindness, and unwavering respect. He understood the power of human connection and never let his success distance him from those who supported and believed in him. He once told me, "A great performance is not about pretending, it's about truth." And that's exactly how he lived his life with honesty, integrity, and an earnest pursuit of authenticity, both on and off the stage. From an early age, Richard possessed an innate ability to captivate those around him. As a child, he would put on elaborate plays in his family's living room, enlisting his siblings and neighborhood friends as cast members. Even then, he understood the magic of storytelling and the transformative power of performance. He wasn't merely reciting lines, he was embodying emotions, bringing characters to life in a way that left a lasting impression on anyone who watched. His journey to success wasn't easy. He faced countless rejections, moments of self-doubt, and financial hardships that could have discouraged even the most determined dreamer. But Richard never wavered in his commitment to his craft. He took every setback as a lesson, every failure as an opportunity to grow. His perseverance paid off when he landed his breakthrough role, a performance that left audiences and critics alike in awe. It wasn't just his talent that stood out. It was the sincerity and depth he brought to every character, a reflection of his own personal truth. Offstage, Richard was just as compelling. He had an effortless charm that made everyone feel at ease in his presence. He remembered the names of crew members, asked about their families, and took the time to mentor aspiring actors who sought his guidance. His generosity knew no bounds. There are countless stories of Richard quietly helping those in need, whether it was covering a struggling friend's rent, donating to charities close to his heart, or simply offering a listening ear to someone who needed comfort. One of the most remarkable things about Richard was his humility. Despite the accolades, the awards, and the standing ovations, he never let fame change who he was at his core. He remained grounded, always reminding those around him that success was fleeting but character was enduring. He often spoke about how grateful he was to be able to do what he loved, and he never took a single moment of it for granted. His commitment to his craft extended beyond his performances. Richard believed in using his platform to make a difference. He was a passionate advocate for numerous causes, lending his voice to issues that mattered deeply to him. Whether it was supporting the arts, championing education, or speaking out for social justice, he used his influence to inspire change. He didn't just act, he acted with purpose. Despite his public persona, Richard was deeply private about his personal life. He cherished his close-knit circle of family and friends, finding solace in their unwavering support. He was a devoted son, a loving partner, and a loyal friend. Those who knew him best often spoke of his quiet wisdom, his infectious laughter, and his ability to make even the most ordinary moments feel extraordinary. One of my favorite memories of Richard was a quiet evening, spent reminiscing over old stories and shared dreams. He spoke about his hopes for the future, not just for himself but for the world. He wanted to leave behind something meaningful, a legacy that extended beyond his performances. He hoped to be remembered not just as a talented actor, but as a kind soul who made a difference in the lives of those around him. And without a doubt, he achieved that and so much more. Even in his final days, Richard remained true to himself. He faced his illness with the same grace and courage that had defined his life. He never sought pity or sympathy. Instead, he focused on gratitude. He found joy in the smallest moments, from the warmth of the sun on his face to the laughter of a dear friend. He reminded us all that life is not measured by accolades or achievements, but by the love we share and the impact we have on others. Richard's journey was one of unwavering strength and quiet resilience. He had always been a man of deep conviction, someone who believed in the power of kindness and the importance of integrity. Whether in the boardroom or at a family gathering, he was a steady presence, a voice of reason and wisdom. People gravitated toward him, not because he sought attention, but because he had a way of making everyone feel seen and heard. His illness, though cruel and relentless, did not define him. Even as his body weakened, his spirit remained unbroken. He continued to express his appreciation for the beauty of life, finding comfort in the simple pleasures he had once taken for granted. The rustling of leaves in the autumn breeze, the smell of freshly brewed coffee in the morning, the sound of his grandchildren's laughter. These became the treasures he held most dear. Richard's family and friends gathered around him, cherishing each remaining moment. They shared stories of his adventures, his triumphs, and his unwavering support. He had been a mentor, a protector, and above all, a man who led with his heart. His wife, Margaret, often recalled how he had the rare ability to make ordinary moments extraordinary. A walk in the park became an exploration, a simple dinner an occasion to celebrate, and a quiet evening at home a cherished memory. His children and grandchildren absorbed his wisdom like sponges, knowing that each word carried weight. He told them that life was about showing up for the people you love, about keeping your word, and about finding joy in giving rather than receiving. His actions had always reflected these beliefs. He was the one who stayed up late helping with school projects, who woke up early to drive a friend to the airport, who never hesitated to lend a hand when someone was in need. Even as he grew weaker, he made sure to express his love. He wrote letters to each of his children and grandchildren, sharing memories, advice, and hopes for their futures. These letters became treasures, words that would guide them long after he was gone. He left behind not just a legacy of love, but a blueprint for how to live a life of purpose and meaning. His closest friends, those who had known him for decades, marveled at his unwavering optimism. Richard had always believed that every challenge was an opportunity for growth. Even in the face of suffering, he never allowed despair to take hold. Instead, he found solace in the love that surrounded him, in the deep connections he had cultivated over a lifetime. The community he had given so much to also rallied around him. Neighbors dropped off meals, former colleagues sent heartfelt messages, and young professionals he had mentored reached out to express their gratitude. Richard had left an indelible mark on so many lives, and now in his final days, the love he had given freely was returned to him tenfold. His passing was not just a loss to his family and friends, but to all who had been fortunate enough to know him. The outpouring of love and support in the days following his death was a testament to the life he had lived. People shared stories of his generosity, of the quiet ways he had helped others without seeking recognition. At his memorial service, those who spoke did not dwell on his accomplishments, though they were many. Instead, they spoke of the way he made people feel, of the kindness he extended to strangers, and the unwavering loyalty he showed to those he loved. They spoke of the lessons he had imparted, not through lectures, but through the example he set every day. His grandchildren, too young to fully grasp the depth of their loss, held on to the stories they had been told. They would remember him as the grandfather who taught them how to fish, who let them stay up late to watch the stars, who always had a joke ready to make them laugh. As they grew older, they would come to understand that his greatest gift to them was the lesson of how to live with integrity and compassion. Richard's life was not defined by a single moment, but by a collection of small, meaningful acts that together formed a legacy of love. He taught us that success is not measured in wealth or accolades, but in the relationships we nurture and the kindness we show. He showed us that even in the face of adversity, we have the power to choose gratitude over bitterness, love over fear. In the quiet moments that followed his passing, his loved ones found comfort in the knowledge that he had lived a full and meaningful life. He had loved deeply, given generously, and faced the end with dignity and grace. His was a life well lived, and though he was gone, his spirit remained in the hearts of all who had known him. And so, as we remember Richard, we do so not with sorrow, but with gratitude. Gratitude for the time we had with him, for the lessons he imparted, and for the love he shared so freely. His was a life that touched countless others, a life that will continue to inspire long after he is gone. Richard's story is a reminder to us all to embrace each day with gratitude, to love without hesitation, and to leave the world a little better than we found it. That is the legacy he leaves behind, and it is one we should all strive to honor in our own lives. As we say goodbye to Richard, we do so with heavy hearts but also with immense gratitude for the time we were fortunate enough to share with him. His presence, his wisdom, and his boundless kindness have left an indelible mark on all who knew him. Though he may no longer be with us in the physical sense, his spirit lives on in the performances that continue to inspire, in the lives he touched, and in the love that remains. Richard was more than an actor. He was a storyteller, a mentor, a friend, and a beacon of light in a sometimes dark world. His legacy is one of authenticity, compassion, and a deep appreciation for the beauty of human connection. We honor him not just by remembering his work, but by carrying forward the lessons he taught us to live with truth, to love without reservation, and to always make the people around us feel special. He was my inspiration, I wouldn't be here without him. Though his presence will be missed, his legacy will never fade. Richard Chamberlain will live on in our hearts, in the stories he told, and in the lives he touched. May he rest in peace.